Monster Jam Extreme Mayhem, a game for iOS and Android devices. This is something that I was on my radar for a while and completely dropped off until this morning. I saw their YouTube channel with about 250 views saying, hey, the game's out. So I figured I might as well download it, play it, and tell you guys what I think. So here's my full review for Monster Jam Extreme Mayhem. Alright, the game's going to start off like just about every single game does, with a tutorial. You're going to start off playing as Gravedigger, and they're just going to kind of get you familiar with the touch controls. I'm actually playing on BlueStacks, which is an emulator on my PC. So it was a little bit more difficult for me controlling. I also played it on my iPhone, and I thought it was a lot simpler there. But it's going to start you off. You can see over there in the bottom left, you've just got basically kick your wheels back, kick your wheels forward, and that's just going to balance the truck. Alright, the second thing it's going to teach us is about air tricks. Got a little bit of backflip, a little bit of front flip. And obviously you want to collect those little blue triangles. They actually fill up your nitro meter. Next up, they wanted to teach us about the trick button. It's that green little bullseye thing right there. It makes Gravedigger do a barrel roll. Also gives you a little bit more boost right there. Do some cool things with that landing in a wheelie. Adds a little bit more depth and control to the trucks. Like I said, pretty simplified controls though. There's about one other button we're going to get a little later on, but let's finish out this tutorial. Next, it's going to talk about wheelies. Pretty simple. Just kind of hold back on it and keep mashing on that gas. Try to balance a little better than I do. Like I said, everything is about getting these little objects because that is going to fill up your boost you see in the bottom right. Alright, and now the final bit of the tutorial. We're going to pick our truck, and each truck has a unique move. We've got Gravedigger, Megalodon, and El Toro Loco. Those are the first three trucks you'll be able to choose from. The game basically gives you them for free. Everything else you got to earn or buy. Here's a look at, I think, the coolest one, Megalodon's special move. He just kind of fires up in the air. A shark goes all around him, and it's going to help you launch off and get more items and points. Next up is El Toro Loco. That crazy bull of destruction kind of lets you run through things. You see you got those crushed cars right there. You're going to get more points, and it's not going to slow you down. And of course, last but not least, we have Gravedigger, who busts out. They call it a scythe. It looks more like a pickaxe to me. I think maybe they wanted to keep it slightly family friendly. Didn't want the Grim Reaper scythe coming out. It actually launches you up in the air, which is pretty cool and hard for me to control, as you'll see later on. So every truck has their own move, but all the other trucks are not unlocked, so you're not going to get to see those. You will see what trucks are in the game later on, but how to unlock them, and if I unlock them, you'll just have to kind of wait and see. Alright, so you got to choose your truck after that. I'm very basic, so I chose Gravedigger. I gotta say, I do love the way the game looks. I like the art style, I like the colors. The animation's not too bad. This is your main menu, the main hub we're going to go to. There's really not a lot to choose from. Apparently there's tournament mode eventually, and these are what you're going to be using to upgrade your trucks, and you're going to find out that they are in short supply. We're starting off in Vancouver, and you've got multiple arenas to go to. And it's each race or competition is going to consist of 3 parts. I'm just kind of checking out the menu here, everything on there. Later on, you'll actually get mods that you can put here. I don't have any right now, obviously, because the game's not going to give them to you. And we're going to get right into the first event. Like I said, each event consists of 3 parts. And each time you're going to race against 2 other trucks. Right now we're going up against El Toro Loco and, of course, Megalodon. It won't always be those trucks, so it's kind of exciting to see when we go against other trucks. If you guys are noticing that terrible sound, that is the engine. I tell you what, at the end I'll give my recommendations, but my #1 recommendation would be to play with the sound off, because I could not stand the way the engines sound. Typical first race, they're not going to put up too much of a fight, but I still couldn't win. You get scored on different things: placement, stunt, collection, and destruction. Obviously, the goal is to fill up the entire meter, get all 3 of those trophies, because that's what's going to be used to unlock other races and, of course, earn upgrades and parts that you'll use to make your truck faster. The game controls pretty well. Like I said, I have a bit of a hard time just playing it on mouse and keyboard. Whenever I played it on my actual phone, it was a little easier. Like I said, 3 parts to each competition. If you heard that, that's that engine, and I cannot stand it. I will say you definitely want to pay attention to these signs in the background. They're pretty good hints, like when it shows up and tells you to either boost, trick, or special. If you kind of do that right where this sign is, you're going to have the best results. I also learned that when that trick meter, or actually when that little target in the bottom right, that fills up, go ahead and use that on the ground, because everything is getting you points. Every single time you pop up in the air, getting points and you're getting boosts. So you want to constantly be doing that. You don't want to just be driving forward, even if you're just driving forward and trying to wheelie. So you can see I got all 3 trophies in this one in the event progress. That's the most you can get, obviously. And this is where you start winning stuff. You get likes, you get fame, and I think you get super likes. Now, there's different types of competitions. This one is a stunt competition, and the difference is that obviously it's going to kind of rely more heavily on the stunts, but you get a multiplier. Now, each truck also has its own little specialty. Gravedigger is a stunt truck, El Toro Loco is a destruction truck, and Megalodon is a speed truck. And guess what? Those are the different types of competitions. There's different paths to take on some of the courses I saw. You can definitely tell that some of the paths are designed for different trucks. I definitely messed it up here, but the top path is for Gravedigger. And this is also where I realized you can crash. You see, I've got retries. I've got 3 retries remaining. Now, those, you don't get 3 at each time. Those are earned or bought. They're time gated. And now if you don't hit retry, you just score as 0. And you get 0 for that event. And obviously, if you score 0, you are not going to 3-star or 3-trophy that event. So those retries are going to be pretty precious, pretty important if you're not wanting to play it over and over and over again. Because like I said, basically if you get that 1-0, you're hosed. You are not getting 3 trophies without it. Now, like I said, right where I saw that sign, you're going to want to hit that trick button, boom, and you're going to do pretty good on that. I got to say, the special moves like the scythe is a lot of fun to use. I definitely was using them at some of the wrong places and getting a little overzealous with my tricks, which resulted in a fair amount of crashing and slowing down. Right there you saw, once you lose speed in this game, it is so difficult to get it back without that boost. For 3rd place, you get 0 for placement bonus, as you see right there. So I think 1st place you get 1,000 on standard, then 750. And I didn't realize when I was playing how important that is. All right, so this is where I saw that you're actually going to unlock blueprints for other trucks. You saw I got some blueprints for Classroom Crusher. 25 right there. You win them at the end of races, but of course also there's those, loot boxes that we will talk about later to unlock those other trucks. So you hit right there, slow down. It is hard. We are getting to see Thunder Roars for the first time back there. Like I said, we'll be going through the trucks. I'll show you who and what is available. But I gotta say, the game looks good. The game is fun. I'm having fun with it. I'll give my final thoughts at the end and tell you if I think if it's worth it or not. But right now, I'll just try and tell you what's going through my mind and how we're doing it here. All right, 680 for the placement there. Now, our next one we're going into is Destruction, so this is going to favor El Toro Loco. And the more stuff you can bash, or you see those crush cars on the bottom, the more you're going to get, the more points you're going to get. And I think this is where it would be very helpful to have multiple trucks unlocked so that you could use the truck for that style of competition. Obviously, at the beginning, though, they don't want you to have that. They don't want you to be able to switch. They want to get you a little frustrated. So you're like, man, if only I had El Toro Loco instead of this crummy Gravedigger, I'd be scoring a lot better. There's also a little bit of, like a fair amount of detail there. You can actually see I ripped the front end of the truck off. So it's nice to see that you can do some partial damage besides just completely crashing out. And that it actually shows you that on the truck. Now those skulls, in case I didn't mention it, which I know I didn't mention it, actually completely fill up your super meter. That, like I said, for me with Gravedigger, that scythe right there that I keep showing off with. Big points, those 1, 2, and 3. You see I hit the 3 spot and actually got those 400 extra points. First look at Zombie here. You know, I was pretty excited, Zombie being my favorite monster truck. This is the speed course, and I thought was, no, excuse me, the collectible course. And I thought this was the most fun one. They're all like this. Lots of loops, lots of flips, lots of tricks, and a lot of different ways to go through. I thought these were by far the most interesting style of courses. Now, like I said, once you slow down, it is hard to get it back up. Obviously, it also favors playing courses multiple times so you know where and what to do. Like, obviously, using the scythe right there was not helping me, or right there, going on top. So knowing what's coming up is definitely going to help you out. I guess it's pretty good for replayability if you're trying to min-max this thing. You're trying to get 3 trophies in every single one, which obviously if you're playing this for any amount of time you are, because you want to win more of those wrenches, more of those gears, and more of those likes. So here I realized I didn't unlock enough trophies to go on to the next part of the course. But that's okay, I just went back and replayed some of the earlier levels after I'd kind of learned a few things, was able to get more trophies and go on to the freestyle. In this one, all the points are the same. There's essentially no multipliers. You get the same thing for speed, for tricks, for collectibles, and for destruction. So pretty even playing field across all the trucks. Getting to see Sparkle Smash for the first time, I was pretty excited about that. Like I said, I thought the designs of all the trucks looked really good. Huge air there, which is definitely fun to do, but of course I just come smashing down to the ground, trying to get that wheelie going. Like I said, momentum is definitely huge in this game. If I could say one thing, it's to keep your momentum going. In a battle right here with Sparkle Smash, trying to finish, trying to get some extra points too. I feel like the end of the course is coming, which I was correct. I was trying to get everything out point-wise before I could. All right, once you finish the whole thing, that's what I unlocked. You've got these speed mods, which are actually able to place in different slots for each one of your trucks. So that, like I said, you can go faster, score more points, destructions won't slow you down. There's a whole lot of different things. So here I was going through the menus and I saw, hey, why is my name that? Let me change it. And yeah, I had to watch an ad to change my name. Wasn't super happy about that. There's actually a lot of ads in this game if you want to unlock anything, or if you'd like to get free wrenches or free gears or anything like that. I was able to change my name. For some reason I couldn't pick Scissor TV. I had to let the game choose it for me. These are the different ranks you have. I made it all the way to rank 3. I don't really understand what that means, because there are levels to the trucks that we'll get to here in a minute that actually change things, but these ranks don't seem to do much of anything. Alright, back to the main menu and time to check out the fun stuff, the monetization. We're almost to the shop, guys. But here's every truck that's in the game. You can see we actually got enough blueprints to unlock Classroom Crusher, so that's cool that we did unlock one new truck for free. Pretty typical in a game like this. You kind of, they usually throw you a bone, give you something for free. Come here, we've got Zombie, Thunder Roarus, we've already seen Sparkle Smash, Monster Mutt, I believe that's Dalmatian, yep. Megalodon, El Toro Loco, and Earthshaker are the trucks that are in the game right now. And here's that level I was talking about. You see they actually have abilities and passive abilities. We go back to the main menu, we've got a pit party, and this is basically just where you can put 4 trucks in the background, and then every time you open the game, you click on, you get these likes to show off your collection of trucks in the pit party. Each display truck increases the speed and amount of likes you can earn, which then can be used in the shop. So basically just something to get you to come back to the game and open it every X amount of time. Alright, here's the shop, and the featured truck is Sparkle Smash. What does featured truck means? Well, that means that you have an increased chance to maybe pull enough blueprints to possibly unlock it. Then we've got the standard. That's where, of course, you've got everything else. The 3 starting trucks are the 2 that you didn't pick. And now look at this. All the way from 99 cents to $99 for 20,000 likes. Now you can watch videos. I thought maybe this would be a decent way for me to get some stuff, and I actually watched one. But you get 100 wrenches and you need 8,000 to upgrade something. You can also see you need 400 likes or 600 likes for the other truck to pull it. So that 20,000 is not really going to go that far. These are your rates. You got a 1% chance of unlocking the truck right out. More than likely, you're going to get 5 pieces of the blueprint. So it's going to take probably 20 pulls. I'm not sure. Someone could do the math. I'm sure on average, you're probably looking at 15. So maybe if you got the... Now, that's just for one truck. You might not always get the same truck. So that $99 might not even unlock Sparkle Smash, because you don't have a 100% chance to get Sparkle Smash right there. And I think that's pretty crummy. I got enough likes for a pull, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's see what happens. Kind of a boring animation, to be honest. All right, I got 10 blueprints for Classroom Crusher. I guess that's not terrible, because I could have gotten 5. So it could have been worse. These are those mods I was talking about. You can actually throw the mods in. You've got ones that either speed up your truck, make you get a higher multiplier for each point, and do different things like that. They only last so many races, though. You see those numbers? I got 2, 3, 1 because I've used some. And every time you do an event, it obviously goes down by 1. So here's the question. What do I think of this game? Do I think it's good? Do I think it's fun? Is it something that I would play on the reg? Well, it's okay. It's fine. It's a fine game. I played the game to make this video for about an hour and 15 minutes to get the footage and just try to get a basic understanding. I didn't have to spend any money, so that's good. I guess we would say I got about an hour of fun out of that. Now, I used everything I had. There's all sorts of time-gated different things that I'm not going to go into because I don't even totally understand it. And a lot of times that's the point of these games, is you don't exactly know how long it takes to unlock something or when you can come back. They always want you to keep coming back to the game. I was kind of hoping originally that I'd be able to just go in the shop and say, buy Zombie for... I would hope like 99 cents, but more realistically, probably $5. But you couldn't do that. You could only loot box it. And I think that's terrible. And at the same time, though, it saved me money. Because there's no way in the world I'm going to spend any money trying to unlock a Sparkle Smash or Zombie or anyone else where it could cost $100 and I get nothing. Now, granted, you could unlock something before that, but no way. No way. I'm not. Scissor's advice is do not spend money on this game. I think that if you're going to bust it out and you're going to play it for 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day on your phone, that's great. Little Scissor thinks it's a ton of fun. My 4-year-old son loves this game. The controls are easy. It's the trucks he knows. It's big colors, bright colors. Dude, it's right up his alley. I just think where this goes off is going to be just like most games. It's pretty scummy monetization. We'll see how many other courses they come out with. I finished Vancouver. I couldn't go on to the next one. I don't know if that's because it's not out or because I didn't 3-star everything. I 3-starred all of them but one, and I felt like I almost just couldn't. Like I needed to upgrade the truck. I'm not the greatest at the game, that's for sure. So someone else's skill could probably overcome it, but I couldn't. So I would say I've never come up with a rating scale for games. Out of 10? I don't know. This is like a 4, right? It's free to download, so you might as well give it a try. If you love monster trucks, if you love Monster Jam, it's definitely worth downloading. Just don't get caught up in spending any money on this game. That's my advice. Don't spend any money on it. So until next time, be good to one another. Always treat others the way you would want to be treated. And we'll